What's up, everybody? It's your boy Walkie Mondu back at Wrench Trench Garage, and as you can see, I'm not really dressed to do any work on any cars today, but today I'm going to do something a little bit for myself. The old Tundra over here needs a bit of a wash up. She's dirty. Needs some definitely needs some clean. Needs some clean up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just start taking all the stuff out of here. As you see, it's a little messy. So I'm going to clean this out and just clean the mess out of here. There's a new car wash right down the street that I want to take it to and give it a shot. Looks pretty good. It's clean. It's new. Looks nice. Give it a shot. I'm going to go ahead and have that done. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and take a trip on over to Harbor Freight. I'm going to pick up another engine stand. You know why. And I'm also going to pick up I've been hearing a few things about their coolant pressure testing kit, or their the pressure testing kit, coolant pressure testing kit. So I've been hearing a few things about them. It's in my price range, and instead of me having to go rent one, I can just purchase one and just have one in the shop. So I'm gonna work with that. Also, I have a few things that I got to pick up from the machine shop for the, like I said before, it's for the it's for what's going on the other engine stand. And then just doing a few things for myself today, a few things that I wanted to get done, a few personal things I want to get done. I see so many people's cars coming through, so many people's cars look so nice, and I've yet to even, kind of start mine. I've been doing things here and there, but it's not started. So I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys along with me on my little errand day. And I'm going to switch over to the GoPro because it's a lot easier to deal with. And, you guys can come along. See you in a bit. Alright guys, you see I got this thing relatively straightened out. I'm going to let the other guys do their job once we get there. But my first stop, I'm going to the machine shop. There's a couple of things I need to pick up from there. And I'll let you know when it's all said and done. Later. Alright guys, so machine shop, just leaving, and we got some goodies to show you guys. I got some rings, bearings, that good old Comatech head gasket, and we got some lower gaskets there. Now there was a pretty cool wrap that I just saw on a car as I drove in here, and I'm gonna try to get you guys a little picture of that thing. Oh, almost hit that guy. Almost hit the guy behind me. Whoops. But I'm gonna see if you guys can see that right here. We got that guy here. It's a cool blue, awesome blue car. And then look at this. Look at this Camaro. Look at that color. Amazingly insane. Alright, so I gotta go because people are like looking and honking, wondering what the fuck I'm doing. So yeah, off to Harbor Freight. As you can see, I am back from my little outing yesterday. It's the next day. Sorry, my GoPro ran out of memory, so unfortunately I didn't get you through the whole thing on the car wash. But but you know what, I think I'll go ahead and show you what kind of a job they did for the $35 premium ultra super wash thingamabobber. But as you can see, they didn't do a bad job. It's shiny. I've been having trouble with that crap in here for the longest time, so there's gonna be when I get ready to do my brakes, which are almost due, when I'm ready to do my brakes, I'll go ahead and take these off, and I'll do something with them, like bed line them or replace them or do something with them. But it came out okay. They got some stuff, some like drips or something from like whatever they use to tighten stuff up. But here's the thing, they didn't hardly get any of the dog hair off of here. I can focus in. You see still a lot of dog hair on here, which they didn't get. But I don't really expect them to do that. The carpets, For 35 bucks, I think I could have seen something better. But at the same time, it's not really like a detailed job. So, you know, it was just something to just clean it up to get all the crap off of it for now. And it wasn't bad, but I wouldn't have gone with the $35 big deal to get that done. I mean, you know, it's okay. What's up, everybody? I'm back from my little outing at the from Harbor Freight, and basically what I wanted to do is number one, do a review on some of the tools that I purchased last time, you know, point out some of my likes and dislikes. And I got Foster here to help me out with that. As you can see, I'm in different clothes because it's a couple days later. I wanted to make sure that I did a decent setup so you guys can enjoy this video just a little bit more. Hey, like and subscribe if you appreciate some of this extra work that I'm going through, braving the elements and all this other stuff. So you guys, like and subscribe this shit. Anyway, I just want to go ahead and start with the dislikes first. So me and Foster are going to go through that. He might lay down, and that's his way of helping. There, you see, there you go. So to start off, the first thing I didn't like is I got this little magnetic tool. You know, these things are cheap. They're like 99 cents. So I'm not complaining too much. I just didn't like the fact that the back of this thing broke off, and now I don't have the little holder where you can, you know, stick it in your pocket or anything like that. This little tip tends to come off every once in a while, but I don't know. What do you expect for 99 cents? It still works. It still gets in the spots. It still picks up like little pieces that I may have dropped and stuff like that. So it still works. This is just kind of a minor, really minor complaint. The next small complaint that I have are the tips breaking off of these Craftsman screwdrivers. Now, you know, I like Craftsman stuff, and I just dig them, but these screwdrivers that came with the 500-piece kit suck. They suck. These suck. Like, I do kind of like the long ones, and some, and you know, I do like them, you know, to an extent. But as you can see, this long one has kind of bowed a little bit. It's kind of, you know, just didn't keep its shape. It got a little out of, you know, it just got a little warped. The tips are breaking off, and the material is pretty brittle. The handles seem to be okay. I kind of wish they were like more of a rubbery grip, something a little bit better. So I don't really care too much for these Craftsman screwdrivers, unless you're just doing really basic screwdriver stuff. These things aren't good for like really beating up on. So, you know, I didn't like them. The next thing I have are these Pittsburgh wobble extensions. Now, there still may be some nitpicking because I'm extremely strong and manly. But anyway, because of that, I ended up breaking off one of the tips of the wobbles for this particular extension right here. So unfortunately, I can't really give it a really good rating. However, it does have a warranty. I forgot to take this with me when I went to Harbor Freight to exchange it, so unfortunately I'm still stuck with one that's broken. So I just gotta remember the next time I go to Harbor Freight to take this with me so that I can get another set. But no, I just don't like the fact that it broke. I guess for the amount of torque that I was putting on it, I guess, you know, it wasn't even meant to withstand that. It's just kind of a pet peeve that it broke. I'm just kind of upset about that. But I guess if you want a strong wobble, then you're going to be putting a lot of force on something that's on a wobble extension. I guess I suggest going ahead and just using an impact wobble. That way you can put as much force on it as you want, and it should hold up a little bit better than this one did. But in all fairness, that bolt that broke this, I actually ended up having to do a rig where I had to use the jack to break the bolt. So, you know, that bolt was extremely tough. I just wish this would have held up to it, because it would have been in my favorites pile if that had happened. But what do you do? Maybe it's a nitpick. You tell me. I got you can comment below. Alright, so here's the next one that I kind of just didn't like, and I think this just comes from a point of laziness. So actually, I got these from AutoZone, and these are Titan brand universal joints and adapters. So basically, I don't remember how much I paid for them. Probably something like 20 bucks, and these, you know, these were great. They work good. They do what they're supposed to do. The adapters do what they're supposed to do. As you can see, I've used this adapter a couple of times. But the problem is, I haven't used this one at all because, man, you can't get these out. I haven't used it yet because I have another swivel adapter inside my toolbox, and I just don't really feel like wrestling with taking this out. However, once you have taken them out, they come right out. But as you can see, the ones that remain, I've never taken out because they're extremely tough. Now there's these little things here that you're supposed to turn and like click and stuff, but man, they beat your fingers up, and you know, who wants to really go through all that crap just to get a wobble extension out? Even if it's, you know, the first use and the rest of them will be fine. I mean, if you got some, if I had some hanging out already, I just used those. So it's a small little thing, but I hated this. So anyway, yeah. So that's it for the bad stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the good stuff. Alright guys, as you can see, I have, this is all the stuff that I actually liked for the past 5-6 months that I've been wrenching. Now you know I've been wrenching because you've seen the Z build, you're watching the saga for the Mustang unfold, and you're watching the BMW. However, now because I actually skipped one of the tools that where I had like a little pet peeve with it, I'm gonna go ahead and just do it in this segment. Is that cool with you guys? Yeah, it better be. Anyway, alright guys, so the last one that I didn't like, I know I said that last time, but I didn't like. Now these Milwaukee pliers are actually really, really good for doing what they do. Don't get that twisted. There's one pet peeve that I don't like about it. This thing slips right the F off. It gets lost. It's just, I don't know why this thing doesn't stay on like it's supposed to. Now there's a little hole in here where maybe I could put like a screw or something in there, but I would imagine it would like hurt my hands or something like that, because even though I'm manly and strong, I have very tender hands, and you know, my fingers are, you know the deal. Anyway, yeah, that's just the only other pet peeve. Other than that, these are great pliers. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna use this as a segue for the stuff that I like and don't like. I love the functionality. I do not like just that one little thing. So now we're gonna continue on with the stuff that I like. This is what I like. That's what I don't like about it. So there you go. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start with, I'm just going to start with these Craftsman wrenches. Like I said in the Craftsman unboxing and tool cart build video, I love this new design. It's sleek, it's thin, the finish is good on them, and you know what? They don't round off any bolts. I haven't rounded off anything with these yet. So, I mean, I think these were pretty well built. They're great in the hand. They are not as bad as the other one where it had like the raised, the raised insignia thing on there, and then the finish was slightly rough, and they just look brittle. These look like one good solid piece. The stamping is good on there. Everything on these things appear to be good. I just brought two of them out because I use one more than the other, and as you can see, the finish on both of these look relatively the same, and they work. These work just fine. I like these. So you know, that 500 piece Craftsman set, you know, it's doing its thing so far. It's, you know, I'm a DUIer, and I think I'm like, excuse me, I'm a DUIer, not a DUIer. I'm a DUIer, and you know, and I'm a serious one at that because I do work on other people's cars, and you know, I just do a lot while I'm not at my job. So I think those are great. I'm gonna move on to some pliers. These are some old school Craftsman pliers where they have like the sectioned kind of metal. I think these were like a gimmick at one point, but these are some adjustable pliers, and these are the old school ones because it still says made in the USA on these. And I tell you, these things are like my go-to pliers, and you know, they haven't lost it. Man, just the slightest bit of slack is in them. Look at the handles. The handles aren't even, there's nothing wrong with these handles, and I've had these for years. This, you know, I know this is supposed to be a 5 to 6 month thing, but I had to include these because how well made and how nice these are. Even the serrated edges, the teeth in there, none of them have really rounded off or nothing. These things are awesome. So, you know, old school stuff, I like them. Alright, so the next set of pliers I have are these Husky Needlenose pliers. They're still relatively new. I showcased them in my tool haul, in my toolbox tour video. Yeah, you know what? No complaints. The blade in there is still pretty sharp. The nose hasn't bent or chipped or anything like that. The grip is great. The grip that's already on them, there's hardly any damage on it. Even if you get them a little greasy and stuff, they tend to still kind of keep their grip, and you know, you can put a ton of pressure on these things, and they've been working great for me. So, you know, Husky, good job. Alright, so my adjustable channel locks here. These are also Husky channel locks. It's got the really long grips. The grips on these appear to still be in good shape. They're cut off here by factory, so no worries there. They, you know, are kind of subject to a little bit of corrosion, but all in all, not bad. They still grip. The tips are still good. You know, I've chewed up some of these teeth just a little bit, but not so bad that they have stopped working. These things work great. So, you know, I really like these. You know, you should, these Husky pliers are actually really good for the money. So I would actually, sorry about that. I would actually go ahead and if you guys are looking for something that's pretty cost effective, that's not like Snap-on or something like that, these Husky ones are great. They'll get you through what you need to get through. These cutting pliers, I got these from Harbor Freight for like $4. Now, there's a couple people that say they hate these. I can't say that. The tips are still good. These have been cutting hose. They've been cutting wire. They've been cutting, you know, small pieces of metal. These things have been cutting just about everything that I put them on. As long as they fit, they will cut it. The tips aren't broken. Now, they are subject to a little bit of corrosion just like everything else, but the grips don't slide off. The grips are, you know, really, you know, comfortable. They have just enough give for you to give a lot of pressure on whatever you're cutting, but not destroy your hands. So I can put like full force on these things and nothing happens. These things are great. $4, Harbor Freight. Some people hate them, and unfortunately, but fortunately for Harbor Freight, I can't say that. These were great. This pick and hook set that I got from Harbor Freight, I actually got these more than 6 months ago. I got these a couple of years ago actually, and they're holding up fine. Nothing has detached from the handles. I do have a little bit of kind of up curving happening on some of these, where, you know, I got into some tight spaces and put way more leverage on these than you know, these little things are really supposed to be able to take. But other than that, these things work just fine for the price that I paid for them. You know, it's just time for a new set. It's been years, and you know, and there you go. But these did the job and have been continuing to do the job. So these will probably just be like my backup beat up set. So they work great. Chisels. I don't know if you remember, but the chisels that these are the same chisels. These are the Mayhew chisels that I bought from Home Depot. Now with these, I ended up using them on the suspension parts for the Z, and then a couple of other things where I had to kind of put it in at an angle and smack it with a hammer, and to get like this kind of flat style bolt to turn. It worked almost too good. This edge is so good that it actually dug into the metal, made a crease, and as I beat the crap out of it with the hammer, it ended up turning and breaking the bolt loose for me. I can't say that these things have failed me. They're really, really strong. These things are pretty heavy duty. The biggest one is pretty heavy, And you know what? I can't say enough about how well these actually work. The punch worked good. Aside from just a little bit of corrosion that's on there, I can't really say anything bad about them. I think these were like $6. So, you know, if you want some good heavy duty chisels that will work for a long time, I think these right here is a good way to go. Let's get into some ratchets. I like ratchets. Let's go into ratchets. That doesn't sound good when it, well, let's get into ratchets. Anyhow, these Craftsman ratchets that came with the 500-piece set, these are the 84 tooth ones. These are not 72. They have a 72, and they have their original, they have their 72, and then I don't know what the original is, and then they have their 84 tooth. These are super, super fine. I love these ratchets. These things are great. I've been getting into small areas with them. The finish is good. The grip is good. These, now what Craftsman has done is they've decided to round these off and kind of machine them just a little bit better and put a nice finish on them. So these feel really, really good in the hand. They work great. I love them. The tooth count, I have beaten up on these just a little bit. I put a ton of torque on them, and you know, these not have so much as even gotten any slack in them. So I like these. Just wanted to give you a shot of the 3/8 inch. That was the quarter. This is the 3/8. Very fine tooth count. And you know what? After working on cars for years for ones without fine tooth count, I don't know why I didn't go off and buy fine tooth count, you know, years ago. So anyway, these are great. Like I said, fit and finish is great. I got a little bit of paint or some nubblies on there, but other than that, they're working out fine. Years and years and years, lifetime warranty, should be great. This Pittsburgh Harbor Freight Flex Head Ratchet. I can't say enough good stuff about this thing. It has gotten me out of some tight spots. The slim head design, the longer handle for the amount of torque, the soft grip. This is a wonderful, wonderful ratchet. I want to get some more that are kind of like this. I want to try out their other style ratchets now because of this. And I think this thing was $24.99, something like that. You can get these really, really cheap, especially with the coupon. They go on sale all the time. And the tooth count, not as fine as the Craftsman, which is an 84 tooth. I think this is a 72 tooth. But it's great. It's precision. It feels good. It doesn't slack. And on the back it tells you the on and off. These don't, but however they are set to one way or the other, and a lot of people like to complain about that. The problem is that the on and off here are opposite of what most other ratchets are. But guess what? They label it. They tell you what's on and what's off. I think it's a very, very minimal complaint that this is swapped one way or the other. So it's right there on the, look right there, on and off. So can't say enough good things about this. It gives you a ton of leverage. It gets in a lot of those spots that are hard to get to, and I can't complain anything about it. Yeah, buddy. The Pittsburgh soft grip breaker bar. This breaker bar, I like how the swivel head is just a little bit tough. It doesn't need to be precision because you're going to be breaking off some heavy duty stuff with this. Now the one thing that most people don't like about it is that at the end you can't really use a cheater bar, but I do have another breaker bar that I use that's nowhere near as the thickness of this one that you can put a cheater bar on. Alright, sorry guys, my camera's on the timer so it cuts off randomly. Don't really remember how to fix it. But yeah, like I was saying, this Pittsburgh breaker bar, wonderful tool. The extensions on the Craftsman are actually pretty good. They have a positive engagement. They have a little bit of wobble in there. You know, I'd like them to be just extremely tight on there unless I'm using a wobble. But other than that, they have just the tiniest bit of flex maybe to help you out, I suppose. And then, you know, they stay on good and they disengage really well. So, dig it. The Craftsman Sockets. As you can see, this is my, yeesh. This is the 10mm, the one that gets used the most and the one that gets lost the most. Everybody, you know, if you work on a car, you know the struggles of the 10mm. So I also brought out the 16mm, which doesn't get used as much as the 10, and you can kind of tell that the finish on the 10 is, you know, because of how much I use it, it's getting a little rough. But other than that, it's not that big of a difference. The 16 does have that shinier finish still on it because it doesn't get used as much. The 10mm gets a lot of crap thrown on it, and you know, it has to battle a whole lot of fluids other than this one. So other than that, as you can see, the insides of these, you know, nothing is rounded. Nothing, you know, nothing really looks bad about any of these. I put a ton of torque on them and they work. So I have really no complaints about the Craftsman sockets. Now, there's going to be a little bit of a battle on this stuff. Harbor Freight does have their Pittsburgh impacts, and for the price, I understand they're great. Now, I ended up buying these Craftsman Evolve impacts from a buddy of mine, and I got him. He sold them to me for like 20 bucks. Now, what he sold me was an SAE set. So I went to the store and I bought a metric set, and because I just wanted everything to match. Honestly, it was for no other reason except for I wanted all my stuff to match. But these are great. I mean, I put them on the impact. I beat the crap out of them. Only just, you know, just a little bit of discoloration, but nothing really bent or, you know, I can't really say anything bad about these impacts. Nothing's cracked. Nothing's, you know, they're decent impacts. You know, they're a little bit pricier. They do cost a little bit, but they are heavy duty. You can smack them around with hammers to get. You know, I smacked this one around with a hammer a couple times to get a seal out, and you know, and other than that, they haven't lost their, you know, they haven't lost their ability to latch on to bolts and such, and they pull them out. So, Craftsman Evolve, like them. Now, I'm not displaying any more extensions or anything. However, I just wanted to show that this Craftsman holder is actually pretty good. It's all plastic. It's got a little bit of flex to it. I don't imagine that you could break it really easily. It holds the stuff in place pretty well. This is the 1/4 inch, and you know, these are great. They have little holes in them where you can attach them to different things. It would be great if these had a magnet on them or something, but they don't, and they're not very expensive. Like I said, I'm kind of a Craftsman whore, so I just bought it because it was Craftsman. I was there and I was running wild with a credit card. So, there you go. Same thing with this one, full rail, everything's on there. Doesn't go anywhere. Not bad. Same thing as the other one. I have this Titan magnet. This is the same people who made these. I got these at the same time, of course. And this magnet is a very large magnet, so it's not easy to get to in smaller spaces, but it does work. It is quite heavy duty. I think I got this and like an inspection mirror for like $2.99. So, you know what? I can't say anything bad about it. It's got this cool little grip on there. It makes it really easy to find. It doesn't get lost. This clip hasn't broken off yet. So, hey, you know, it's pretty good. Let's move on to lights. I don't know what was wrong with me over the past couple of years for not having a headlight. I'm 40 now, and even when I was in my early 30s doing this kind of stuff, I didn't really use one of these thinking that my eyes were great. I didn't know how bad my eyes were until I used this. This thing is cool. You've seen it in my videos. You see that I use this all the time because I almost can't do anything without it. This headlight is unbelievable. It's got great adjustments. I think this is a, let's see. I know it's a LED. I believe this is a Sure-Built headlight that you can get from AutoZone. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's not rechargeable. I wish it was a rechargeable headlight. That would be wonderful. But other than that, it's bright. It does what it needs to do. It uses 3 AA batteries. And, you know, you just get a whole big container of them from the store, and you're good to go with this thing. So, don't know how I got along without it. Oh, and it's adjustable. So once it's on your head, it has positive clicking action for you to lock it in a certain place so you can see exactly what you're doing. I love this thing. This is another Sure-Built light. This light I got from, I do believe I got this one also from AutoZone. This thing is awesome. It's a rechargeable LED light. It has these little hangers on there, bloop, bloop, where you can hang up on the hood, and you can, when you turn it on, you get great light. Not bright enough? It goes brighter. Alright, so this thing is great. This is fully charged now. I'm probably going to put it back on the charger. I'm sure it's fully charged. But this thing is a pretty bright light. It lights up everything you need it to light up. And it works great. Now with these little adjustable handles here. Now not only does it have these little hooks on there, it's also magnetic. So if I can find something that I can, yeah, see? Magnetic. Good magnets. Whoa, ignore that. It's got good magnets on it. So, magnets work great. So, if you ever need to put this thing in a tight spot and get some light, under the car, under the hood, whatever, this Sure-Built light's pretty good. I believe this thing was $29.99 is the reason why I bought it. And I mean, this thing's wonderful. It works great. Now I can't find the piece. Last but not least, my very favorite tool on this list is this Milwaukee cordless 3/8" ratchet. This thing, you know I use this a lot. I can't say enough good things about it. Now I understand they got a new one out. It's like a fuel version. And you best believe that when I see it, I'm gonna get that thing. This thing is beautiful. It doesn't have any problems taking anything off. I haven't had any problems in here. Nothing. It's dirty because I use it so much. But you know, I kind of wish Craftsman had made one of these. Well, actually, you know what? I think Craftsman did make one, and I heard it was like garbage. And you know, kind of sucks for them. But honestly, because I bought this and because I heard so many good things about it and because I used it and all of the good rumors about this thing were true, because of that, I wouldn't even switch brands. I'm just going to go get the fuel and be done with it. Now, this makes me really curious to go check out Milwaukee's other stuff, like their impacts and stuff. I do have a Ryobi impact. I do like the Ryobi line of things. I like all the Ryobi stuff for some reason. They all work great for me. They're powerful. They are rechargeable. They have a ton of accessories. They work fine. I thought Ryobi was great. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna, you know what? There might be a tool challenge between some of these ratchets in the future. So no, we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. So yeah. I thought that was last but not least, but I also want to include these Hardy gloves. These gloves are great. You can get these at Harbor Freight right now with a coupon for $3.99. I don't know if that sale is over or not. I don't know if it's going to be over by the time this video comes out. But these gloves are awesome. I bought these for like $7 the last time I was in there. Now they're on sale. Now you can get them with the coupon for $3.99. And these not so much have a hole in them yet. I've had these for the past 5-6 months. I think you remember in the last video when I purchased these, and ever since then I've been using them and, you know, been trying to protect my tender little hands and stuff like that. You know, the reason why I'm so excited about these $3.99 ones, which you're probably going to see in when I do my tool haul portion of this. The reason why I like these so much is because the mechanics gloves and even the Duralast gloves that these Duralast gloves, these were like $17.99 and they look like crap. They haven't developed a hole in this one, but the other one, yeah, haha. This other one has developed holes in it. You know, it's like mice have been chewing on them or something. But these are like $17.99, $3.99, $17.99, $3.99. What do you want? Okay. Alright guys, that ends the section where I give my little review on some of the stuff that I bought that you've seen in the other videos. And now we're gonna go to the tool haul section. So I'm gonna get set up. Be right back.